You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
They confuse us with so much lies. Just come on this way. Not even ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So we children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites did it there. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, 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 we just can't go this way.
We gotta save it. Oh yeah, my sweet TNT. Oh yeah. We used to sing sweet, sweet Trinidad. To leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, "Oh, heart and our soul decaying." Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while electorals ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hearing, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioners still acting trim. They go, it's time. We separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. Reporting the word when we have to read. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to read. Hey. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Us schoolgirls you won't believe. Live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Nothing must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frotting, and while church attendance real low. Protest back plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through up ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic trend they go. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield. Busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trend they go. The time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted. Not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you guys, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging. In the Gulf, drugs, guns and women. And the Coast Guard cannot stop them trend they go. The time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters, they put us to sleep. We must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah. Like Nero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing. Across the land he casts his shadow, slashing victims to the marrow. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the price we pay in done steep. While some labor keep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. We must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it can how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we have to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. He got to practice economy. From getting licked from the slave master to become the landowner. Brother, is a terrible journey, back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little
Could we rise again as a nation?
What do you mean? Could we rise again as a nation?
Okay, because the state of the country.
What do you mean by the state of the country? I don't understand that. Explain me.
Right, the country have plenty money.
Have plenty money?
Yeah.
How you know that? So you have to tell me I have a child. Tell me now. How you know that? Gentlemen, thank you for the day. I can't really understand that.
Oh mama, oh mama, oh yo yo yo, my nation is beating me. Prophecy unfolding, judgment in morning. I love you still, mommy. When will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way? Oh my Trinidad and Tobago. While the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh no, no, I'm feeling the pain for you, mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh no, no. Going from dawn till dawn. What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it plays. The lawless is now in control, so the good folks going away. Oh, my Trinity, strange signs all around we are. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying, brutally I'm seeing here. Would we rise again from what pain? Yeah. Oh, the mighty dollar now cast a spell of uncertainty. Oh, my Trinidad. You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty. Oh, my Trinidad. Know that error. I say, oh, no, no, people balling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher. Can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow their bread basket don't fill. Oh no, no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Do buy no jet for so much of money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people at everyone's mercy, so the hill reacting indeed. Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, the people cry, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it daily one day. Could we rise again come what may? Yeah. How could we truly excel in the midst of all this suffering? Oh my Trinidad. No. Tell me, like shadow say poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king. Oh my Trinidad. No. Cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well, that is a sign of the time. Oh, my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill, we own one by one. Skyscrapers going up in town. Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to CPEP 10 days and must to get along. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way. You have to do more for the people. Better wages to ease we struggle, yeah. Could we rise again, come what may, yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. It is a stark reality. So much of given up hope. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, my, oh no. Some turn to vagrants in the city. Homeless children begging have mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in town. The girls and them singing the song. To survive by any means necessary, dignity gone down the drain. Some say the leaders have failed to do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No. The hills are alive in a different way.
Population gone, run control, girl control.
And is it true we have all this money in this land of so much poverty? No. The Lord is my shepherd, come what may, yeah. To you the powers that be, hear the cries see all this wealth and nothing for we. No. The cost of living is too high. This little money the poor can't buy. Oh my, why? There must be a way. There must be a way to help the people today. I say there must be a way. There must be a way. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. From Genesis to Revelation, in my Father's house are around many mansions. To take care of 1.3 million natural resources, he made provision to feed this nation. Look, we have oil and gas, rich lake and Mars, and Calypso, Choppy and Limbo. When there is no property, crime would decline naturally. Then we could live in harmony. My holy Trinity, I love you, mama. I love you, mommy, my children.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. As you know, we always say, ladies and gentlemen, we originate, we don't imitate. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on a pink t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and everyone is welcome in the village. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenarania, Sonaranias. Each and everyone is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And this is how we start the thing.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one and only Dr. Love. We call him the Love Doctor, a man who have been started with us when we first started here on WZYE 95.9 FM. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we are the only show on the planet with an oath / pledge to the people who listen to us here that we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Take a look.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our oath / pledge to you, the people, that we will bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Let me bring in my partner, the man himself, the one and only, the man with a heart on it, man who has a big heart, the one and only, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing today?
Today is a splendid first day, Tommy. How are you doing?
Very good, very good, very, very good. And I wanted you to try to interpret what my heart says, but apparently that is gonna take some doing.
It's about love something in the middle, love something.
Let me come in closer. Let me come in closer so you could zoom in and see if
Yeah.
let me see if you can interpret.
Hold on. Let me go solo and see. Hold on. I love pan.
Love. It says peace, love, and pan.
Oh, peace, love, and pan. All right. Okay. Where you got that one from? You just make that one? Or you always had that one?
It just came in today from Trinidad.
Oh, came directly from Trinidad.
Came direct from Trinidad to me.
Oh, okay. So who making that? Pan Trinbago?
No. That's from a band in the south. You know which band it is?
Oh, don't tell me. No, Hatters.
No, not Hatters.
What's the name of that fella pan? Fun Clay. That's the band, right?
Correct.
Oh God, I know something about steel pan, boy. I know a little something. Let me go to the chat, Tommy, because we have our guest coming in at 8 o'clock. And we talking constitutional reform. We talking the coat of arms. We talking moving them statues and them. We talking all politics tonight. Hailey was first in the village tonight. He said, Watax, blessing and love. Love villagers. Welcome to you, Hailey. Hailey says, blessings, CT times A equals to M. Conscious thoughts multiplied by action equal manifestation. Hey,
Nice.
Hailey, I like that, man. I like
Heavy
that.
stuff, Hailey. Heavy stuff.
Yeah. That's the Hailey we like. We like the Hailey. Hanif says, good evening, gentlemen and all the villagers. I hope you had a much better day than yesterday. All right. Yeah, we had a much better day than yesterday.
Thank
It's
God.
not welcome.
Only the temperatures threatening us with winter.
Yeah, boy. No joke, you know. It was like 50-something degrees this morning, you know.
Yeah, winter threatening in the middle of summer.
Boy, you think it's easy, boy? It's easy. Miss Atlanta, welcome. Troy Smith, boy, you're inside. Yeah, you're inside, Troy Smith. Troy Smith and Slim. Bless good night to you and Uncle Tommy from Kizzy, Troy and family locked on and sharing the live. Yeah, man. Share the live all you. Share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509.
Thank you.
Text
Dane,
and voice
Dane
notes
Khan.
are welcome.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I said text and voice notes are also welcome.
Thank you, Tommy. Dane Khan, welcome. Hey, Brian John, boy. Watching us from Bahamas, boy. How do you weather in Bahamas, Brian? What do you weather like? I'm gonna move this thing for me. What is the weather like? All right, I want too high. What is the weather like up there, Brian? Hey, look, we partner Albert Montano, boy. The resident
How are
historian.
things in Canada? How is Canada?
How is Canada, Albert? To me, them ought to be already cold up there, you know.
If we getting 55 here this morning.
Yeah. Oh God. Hey, Nazma, welcome. Nazma says, Brian John, stop your lies. You're in the labas watching. Oh God. Oh, they easy, you know. Cameron, welcome.
A little
Good night,
humorous.
guys. Early this morning, something hit me about why Rowley want to change the coat of arms now and not a few years before. Remember, election is coming and you need the right ID to vote. Okay. Okay. All right. That's a good conspiracy theory, they told you.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be that wicked to not allow people to vote if they.
But Tommy, that coat of arms changing in just like that, you know. The opposition have a lot to do with that too, you know.
No, but the whole process is gonna take a time. It can be
Yeah,
over.
but let me tell you this, eh? In my estimation, if I was the opposition, I was voting against it. You know why? Here's why, eh? Because the prime minister have something in him, eh, boy. There's something in his DNA that he really don't care about the people. He don't care about consulting with people before you decide that I'm going to make this change. For example, he never even consulted with the Emancipation Support Committee before he
True.
changed the name.
True.
Right? So here we go again. The man is very consistent in his behavior. Here
Yeah,
we
that's
go again. Right? Didn't even consult. I don't know if he consulted anyone. You know, it's like
that's those are dictatorial tendencies, you know.
Hello. Say that again, Tommy. Say that again.
I said that's a display of dictatorial tendencies.
Correct is right. So
we have to face it. We're talking truth to power, aren't we?
Absolutely. Right. And it just seemed that the more that fella, the more he stays in power, Tommy, the worse he gets. I mean, and it don't seem like if people learn from the man behavior. I mean, a simple thing which you could do as you please to change the name of Emancipation Day to African Emancipation Day. At least fool them now. Call them in, tell them you're going to change it, and get them a little earring, get them a little blind.
You know, I'm stepping out on a ledge here. I hope it doesn't get me in trouble.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I wonder about our motherland or our ancestors' land. I wonder if some of the same attitudes exist that cause us to be in a monkey's pants that we can't seem to get out of.
That's a good point. I never thought about that. That's a great point. That's an excellent point.
Because to be such a blessed place with wealth and resources, and to be running last, is a sad state.
Well, I hear you, Tommy, but this Trinidad and Tobago we have here is primarily under Prime Minister Rowley, as bad as it could get. And it seems to be getting worse every day. It just don't seem like it's going to get any better until the next election come and people decide to stain their fingers, right, to see the back of that fella.
Yeah, well, I hope I don't take too much flack for what I just said, but
No, man, no.
it's just a thought, that the dictatorial tendencies seem to permeate the landscape under that leadership.
But Tommy, the examples are there. The examples are there to see, to show. Right? I mean, constitutional reform. He come up with that too. Right? I mean, there was some concentration across the country, but people ain't going to that. Yeah? Caribbean Soul, welcome. Nazma, good night, Wall Street, and Uncle Tommy. Good night to you. Caribbean Soul says, so Sukai getting seated ready for the upcoming election. What do you expect? Yeah, I saw that. I said, what do you expect? Yeah? Hey, Dario boy.
Hey Dario, how you doing, buddy?
Dario said, nice hat, Uncle Tommy boy. Dario like your hat, boy, Tommy.
Thanks, Dario.
Mover Defender, welcome. Blessed night, Wall Street and Uncle. A vote for PNM is a vote for local government reform. Yeah, a vote for PNM is a vote for constitutional reform. You know what I mean?
Boy.
Yeah, a vote for PNM is a vote for constitutional reform. Mr. Rima, welcome to you. Hey, look, we partner Gordon Joseph. Gordon Joseph, how are you? Good evening to you, Gordon Joseph.
Good evening, Gordon.
Yeah. Albert said we are cool. Today is 18 degrees Celsius. How much is that in Fahrenheit, Tommy?
Not exactly sure, but I can Google it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's low.
Imagine if finance minister said 80% of people save their money at home. 80%? Where you get that fact from? Mover Defender say $100 million for the press communities. Correct is right. Correct is right. Yeah? That fella does just say anything, but them people just lap it up. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Mrs. Kamala Prasad says, sir. Tommy, let me go solo here. Let me go solo.
Go brave. Go brave.
I'm going brave. I'm going brave here. Brave. I'm going brave. Solo layout. Let me go solo. This is a message to the UNC and the UNC political leader, opposition leader as well, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, when you and the UNC goes into parliament and Prime Minister Rowley bring this coat of arms to parliament, or you don't vote for it. Don't vote for it. Even though it will be something that's good. However, the toothpaste is already out of the tube when Prime Minister Rowley didn't even have the common decency to sit down with you all and discuss how we, because it's the opposition and the government, how we could make this change for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago. But he didn't decide to do that. He decided to do as he normally do, just as he did with the Emancipation Support Committee, change the name to African Emancipation Support and don't even consult them. Right? This is a behavior. Manning had it coined correctly. So my message to Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa and the UNC, you see this coat of arms thing? All you do vote for it. Vote it down. And teach Prime Minister Rowley a lesson. Because he needs to get some lessons, you know. He needs to get some lessons.
You sure he knows? You sure he needs lessons or he knows everything? He's the doctor, you know.
No. You need to send him a message. Send him a message. You're not voting for it. You remember when he was in opposition? He said, anything they bring to parliament, we'll oppose anything. Anything. Right? In this situation here, the United National Congress, when it comes to parliament, all you, vote a resounding no. Send Prime Minister Rowley a message. Yeah? Maybe we could send him All right, let me do say that. Yeah. Let me be impeccable with my words.
True.
Eto-
Right. You don't want him to come back to bite you.
yeah, wait to come back to bite me. Over Defender says $100 million for the depressed communities. We still waiting for that. And
Yep.
him says, Uncle T, you're shooting from the hip. Oh God, Tommy, the man say you're shooting from the hip, boy. Mr. Rima says the mafia gave him that strategy to earn revenue from the citizens. Yeah, Mova Defender, win all yourself of the government, eh? Yeah. The caller, welcome. Caller, welcome.
No audio.
Caller?
Good evening, Wall Street. Good evening, Wall Street. You hear me?
Yeah, we hearing you now.
Okay. Wall Street, how we could insult the leader of the opposition by calling out to her what you think, right? What you just said.
Yeah.
Obviously, she would not vote. That is obviously because she put out a press release. So didn't you look at the press, listen to the press?
Yeah, yeah, we have the press release.
Right, but she would not do it in tomorrow, or she would not do it in 25, as you say now. I'm saying 25 in, yeah.
Miss Atlanta,
next year.
We have the press release, right? To play it. But we just wanted to send a message in addition to the press release. We wanted to make sure that the political leader of the UNC hears us from the diaspora, telling her, imploring her to make sure that when that comes to Parliament, they put it in the disposable files.
Well, when it might come to Parliament sooner than you think. You remember, it's supposed to come before, as he said, when the next session of Parliament. But in any case, you have to tell the leader of the opposition, because that's why I always voted. That's why they are my vote, because of the sense. Remember, at least to me, to other people, she might not make sense. So let me go. I respect other people's view on who they like or who they don't like. But me, one of the things I like about the leader of the opposition and UNC on the whole is their presence. Everybody do good, bad, whatever, wrong, whatever, but as a whole, right? Because when you take your children or your parents and you look at them, it's not nice people all the time, right? You take the good with the bad, you take the whatever, but you know why they're doing things that they do. Okay? So that's why I'm with you when you say what you just said. Okay? Because you know, it's only to certain people, as people say, when PNM speaking, they are speaking to their people. So I always call myself fast. I am not a PNM, so I don't bother. It don't bother me because remember, they're not speaking to me. But I will be listening, because when he's speaking, he's really speaking to the country. So what I see good, I will make use of it. And what I see good and right, you know, I will acknowledge it, right?
Thank you so much.
On the whole, remember, they speak to their people.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
so but if you want to be one of the people and still keep the Balizé juice in you, what you told me, eye or your mouth or whatever.
The Balizé eye drops.
If you want to hang on to the eye drops, right?
Yeah.
Wall Street, I don't blame you either. You might like the little once in a while. You know what I mean? The eye drops. I don't know if I need a little eye drop once in a while.
No,
you know, so I'm not, you know, but I'm still on your side.
Thank you so much.
You have a
thank you. Evening. Yeah. KFC, I just missed you there. Yeah, Tommy.
Yep.
KFC. KFC. Turn on your computer.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Washington. Good night, Saga boy.
Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy.
I mean that.
About this afternoon, man. Hey, Mr. Washington. You owe me an apology, eh?
Oh. That fella, boy.
Well, remember, you will call me back.
Yeah, what you was talking about? Me even know what you talking about. Serious.
You know.
Them fellas and them toting, you know, boy. Imagine that to defend the party, they toting, you know. You understand?
What Mr. Worship, I was watching, we was talking last time about the young athlete there.
Yeah.
And I went and paid the family visit. You know, the young man could do high jumping and he also a runner. He was in the Craftstar Games. And the man family say the government declared him. The man had the right potential and thing.
Wow. You send me the video?
Yeah, he dream was on to go in the
Olympics.
They bring him a medal. In the last game of go on there.
Yeah. Wow.
It's so sad. When we take in that story, the man had the right potential as a young athlete coming up. But they were doing plenty of things. They didn't give them the funding and train them athletes and them, but that's how them going astray, but.
Correct is right, man. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
For the break just now, you're gonna have
Dr. Winford James. Yeah, man. Bless.
Yeah, man. Love.
Yeah. You see, but with the sports thing, it's like I always say, you cannot give a taxi driver a plane and say taxi that. You know.
No, I hear you, Tommy.
That's the situation with the sporting.
Yeah, the Shamfa Kojo, the Minister of Sports. You know, that's exactly what you're talking about. You know?
Of course.
Yeah. Mova Defender, welcome.
Good night. Watch it, Uncle Tommy.
Good night,
sir.
Watch it. But how dread this Prime Minister is, how dread he is, He called in the conference what they had on Sunday and saying the opposition didn't play a part in the constitutional reform thing, right? Watch it. That is the same man who didn't want to meet with the opposition with crime talks.
Correct. Yep. Correct.
He makes up the tablet and him. So this man so dread again, worship. Last time in the TV6 news asked him, so Prime Minister, you want to change the money too? The man said no. So you're leaving you're changing the quota on one set of thing and leaving the money so what happened here? We got to show the money. You see people who rail and jumping and standing occasion. They want to watch the money.
Yeah.
But Wall Street, that's why I'm not speaking about that, because I know that is a big distraction. He's not going to change nothing.
No, he ain't changing nothing.
He is going to change nothing.
I agree.
That is a 6 months he buys himself at a time for the Balizé juice head. The Balizé juice head people to run with that for 6 months.
Yeah.
Wall Street is going to keep on the front burner. This company went into the rainforest in Matura and illegal mining, illegal quarrying, said they had permission from EMA where they did not have no permission from EMA, and they damaged the turtle nesting sites. We want to hear nothing about no quota arms, we want to hear nothing about Dr. Rowley. I want to hear about this thing in Matura. Enjoy it and looking forward to interview with Mr. Winford James.
Thank you, man. Bless. Yeah, Tommy, let me finish this quick here before we go into Cameron says, Rowley and his government, so good talks, they believe the opposition are posing for opposing's sake. You know what the opposition have they say? The government have their way cause we let it happen. Okay.
It's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah. All right, folks, you're going to go for a quick break. Hold on, let me see. Mova Defender says it's easy to continue fooling some than to try to convince them they are being fooled. Yeah, hold on. Dean Kant says he will say that the opposition is unpatriotic as usual. Caribbean Soul says Rowley go do what he want. That's not benefit me in any way. Only the big boys, also known as the 1%, will get contract to change it. Folks, you're going to go for a quick station break. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheed, and you. Coming up next should be Dr. Winford James, political analyst. We'll have a vibrant discussion. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let's take this in.
A big one. Are you there to go? So that is a gun. Listen to me. Hear me now. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. One more time. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. I build me a coffin. I make it my home. Because that is my only choice. This kind of life. I leave it alone. Because when I look around and I see man raping their own daughters mercilessly, man living with man, woman with woman. So how must I live? I can't understand. Look, I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. A bandit in my face with a gun. Take my gun and began to run. I'm in the station reporting what the bandit do. I was the same bandit I was reporting to. Look, I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Come again, let me hear. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. One more time, come again. I'm frightened to live. Hey, I'm frightened to live. Hear me now. It is so obnoxious when I look around. Things I just hear and see. My God, how could I go on? Children killing children every day. Parents guiding their children to go astray. Tell me how those youths getting all those guns, and where in the world those guns coming from? Yes, you are frightened to live. Where you? I'm frightened to live. Come again. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Hear this. If in my ceiling they find coke and gun, is my whole family they carry it down. But if the police get caught, it's every grade. All they get is transfer to do crime again. Is I'm frightened to live. Hey, I'm frightened to live. Sing. I ain't gonna go. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Come again, let me hear. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Now you see this verse? This verse is my verse. I want to listen to my verse. My verse. If our child to die by the hands of a bandit, police they halfway search them in their fact catch the culprit. But if Mr. Big Man child end up dead, they go in to paint the old damn tongue red, putting out all force and energy, finding the killer immediately. So how must I live? I'm frightened to live. Come again, I'm frightened to live. Hey, get this, man. I told the church, that's the answer. Listening to the speech on the altar, while taking in the words of the Almighty. You know the priest felt in sweet, I had me, is he I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. Come again, I'm frightened to live. Hey, I'm frightened. One more time. Yeah, seems like
And of course, that is the man himself.
Impulse,
but the man say he frightened to live, but he frightened to live. Yeah?
On WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jersey Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott, 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is the baby and we in the mix.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
Yeah, it's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget Shelly Live on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Voice notes and texts are also welcome. Thank you.
Gordon Joseph says, we will see if he's a realist. AMD. I don't know what that means, Tommy. What that means? You know what that means, Tommy?
AMD,
a balanced talker like Dr. Shane, or his normal pelt mud, hey Dr. Rowley position. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Rima will continue to fool the people because they are stupid. Caribbean Soul says, Wall Street, a city cabo star catch a fire again. I saw that. Tommy, the late Hugo Chavez did that in Venezuela to earn revenue from the citizens. These people are Rowley friends. Okay. All right. Troy Smith said there will be higher dengue cases when school reopen because no cleanup has taken place at our nation's schools. Denise, welcome. Dane says constitutional reform is a myth. Our PNM have no accomplishment for the last 9 years to campaign on, and it's that. Dario says it's no issue. It's constitutional reform. I don't understand that, Tommy. What does he mean by that?
Maybe he has to explain himself a little further.
Yeah. Dario, you're ball on no ball, because we don't understand. It's no issue, it's constitutional reform. What do you mean by that? I don't think it's a constitutional issue. Hanif? Hanif, I don't know. You said he hasn't the majority. The issue just needs a simple majority.
Oh.
Wait, constitutional reform means a simple majority?
I thought it was a special majority. I thought it was a 2/3. And that's why I had faulted the partnership for not taking full advantage of the numbers they had.
So we'll ask Dr. James that. Because I think they need the support of the UNC.
I thought so too.
For the coat of arms, I think they need the support from the UNC.
For the coat of arms, they probably could get away with a simple majority. You never know.
But changing the coat of arms is not part of the Constitution.
We would ask Dr. James. Maybe he knows.
All right, we'll ask him that.
Is he in the background yet?
Huh?
Is he in the background yet?
No, I ain't seen him. Let me send him a message.
But I interrupted you from saying folks something.
Don't worry, I'll get back to it. Hold on.
Yep.
Okay, I sure send him that link. Okay, here it is. All right, I send him a message again. But Tommy, Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Worship, before I go into the interview with the doctor there.
Yeah.
But Mr. Worship, you know what doctor use the anti-war there, you know?
Yeah, the after war.
Because you while up his supporters and you while up your supporters. So you will be concerned why you put the tassa and if you're concerned the piano will be saying it's so unpatriotic days.
Yeah.
So you back in UNC.
Yeah.
The doctor earlier.
Yeah.
And the UNC knew that the war they go down the rail because UNC is they ain't patriotic. They want nothing for the black man.
Yeah.
The fighting on the black man. What shit. Like, I like your party different, you know?
My party.
No, but the tassa being invented in Trinidad is not true. Tassa was invented in Asia.
Yeah, I don't think they said the tassa was invented in Trinidad. They said that?
No, but pan was invented in Trinidad. So
No, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. Right? But listen to David Mohammed on the coat of arms. Take a listen.
So I have been asked about my view on the removal of the three ships, the Nina, the Princess, and Santa Maria of Christopher Columbus from our national emblem, the coat of arms, and them being replaced by our indigenous national instrument, the steel pan. And I have been making the point for at least the last 3 decades in lectures that those images should be removed immediately on the premise that, for example, you will never see the Jewish state of Israel with a picture of Adolf Hitler of Germany, the perpetrator of the Jewish Holocaust, on their flag. You will not see, for example, on the American government seal, images of Osama bin Laden or Saddam Hussein, who they have identified as their enemies. And you most certainly will not see on the Haitian national flag or any national emblem or symbol an image of Napoleon, who fought against the liberation of Haiti and even tried to re-enslave them. So Christopher Columbus has been documented as a criminal perpetrator of genocide, one who oversaw mass rape, mass imprisonment, execution of children. As a matter of fact, it was in Columbus's own records that were kept by the traveling Catholic priest Bartholomew de las Casas, who recorded in his diaries sports such as cutting off the heads of Amerindian children to test the sharpness of their swords. They played a game where they would try to throw a spear straight through the body of an Amerindian child. They cut off both hands of those enslaved laborers who did not collect enough gold dust. And the irony of this is that it was only towards the end of the 3rd voyage of Columbus, when he had returned to Santo Domingo, that he executed some of his own crewmen by hanging for disobedience to the regulations that he had set for them. Interestingly, around that time, Spain had appointed a governor, Francisco de Bobadilla, to oversee legislative matters, and it was only then that Spain recognized Columbus as a criminal. They arrested him, chained him up, imprisoned him, and transported him back to Spain and put him in jail. But they eventually let him out in 1502 to conduct a 4th voyage, where he spent a year in Jamaica, and that voyage ended in 1504. Now, they themselves convicted him as a criminal, and we were the victims of his crimes against humanity. So why would we still honor him on our coat of arms? And interestingly, right now, in mentioning Jamaica, I'm currently in Kingston, Jamaica at the Peter Tosh Museum. And I was honored to be a special guest of the president of the Marcus Garvey organization, the UNIA, on Saturday, where at the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Regional Corporation, there was a special renaming ceremony of the council chamber to the Marcus Garvey Hall. And I was honored to be a part of that, especially on my birthday, which is Marcus Garvey Day, where they had paid tribute to all of those who had birthdays on that day as well. But I was there witnessing this vote being taken by all of the council members, the councillors and the aldermen and all of those involved. And on both sides of the political divide, there was unanimous agreement that yes, we must take our first national hero, who was a Pan-Africanist, black nationalist leader, and rename our council chamber where we engage in dialogue and debate after him, Marcus Garvey. And there was full agreement. So when I heard the news about the removal of Columbus's ships and the replacement with the steel pan, I immediately began to be concerned or cautious about whether or not we would allow petty political divisions and squabbles and disputes to direct our thinking as it pertains to matters like this. We cannot afford to do that. So I am happy that 30 years later, something that was my dream and vision can come true. And it's not just that, but it's also the removal of the statues, the renaming of the streets that are still named after colonial and enslavers, individuals and entities and empires. We still have a highway named after Churchill and Roosevelt, arguably two warlords. And the entire Port of Spain, downtown area, still named after people like Frederick, Henry, Charlotte, George, Nelson, Duncan, Piccadilly, Abercrombie. And we still walk up and down these streets with little consideration for the fact that in other countries there are monuments to great Trinidadians such as C.L.R. James, Henry Sylvester Williams, George Padmore, and Kwame Ture. So we need to be a lot more proactive and progressive when it comes to these things. But I congratulate the decision makers on this major step with the removal of Columbus's ships. And I just hope that it helps awaken our consciousness.
What says you, Tommy?
Well, the step is a very positive one. However, the timing is questionable. And that's my opinion.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you, Tommy, that this is not just something that this man decided to do for country. There's more to it than that. And you have to read into it. You have to read into it. You cannot separate the two. You cannot. Well, you could if you want to. Right? But knowing the track record of Prime Minister Rowley, his track record, Tommy, that is what you have to take into consideration. Right? And I still stand by what I said previously. Right? UNC, if all you have any chance to vote on this, vote it down. Simple. Vote it down. You know why, Tommy? Tommy, let me ask you a question. I'll ask you. No, let me ask the people who are listening to us a question. Whether we change the coat of arms today or we change it 10 years from now, what difference is it going to make? Is that going to reduce the amount of black people living below the poverty line? Is that going to help the people who get a book grant for $1,000 and they could only buy for 2 subjects? Is that going to help crime in Trinidad and Tobago come down? Is that going to help the Emancipation Support Committee get an acre of land? So what is the difference, Tommy? If it's done now or if it's done 6 months down the road or a year down the road, what's the difference? It wasn't done in year 1 by Prime Minister Rowley. It wasn't done in year 2. As a matter of fact, let me get that thing and play. Let me see if I have it here. I want to play this. This is good evidence. Wait, boy. Wait. Here it is.
On the ongoing conversation about
Listen to this.
weighed in on the ongoing conversation about removing symbols of our past that no longer align with current thinking. Recently, for the removal of statues of Christopher Columbus by various organizations, Dr. Rowley is calling for sensible dialogue on the matter and hinted that he is not averse to change once it is properly explained to the younger population.
Columbus is gone a long time ago. Let's not fight over the statue. If we are no longer prepared to accept a colonial relic elevated in our midst, then let's just look at it civilly and decide whether he should be on a pedestal in Port of Spain, in the museum. But one thing you can't do, you can't write a textbook for any of our children and truthfully say that Columbus the Italian didn't go to Spain and sail to the Western world and had a tremendous impact on all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hello? You hear that? Hear that? So this is the election gimmick in full frontal view. The man ain't even hit you from behind, no, he hit you from in front. Election gimmick. And are we gonna continue to accept this type of behavior? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because consistency, if you were consistent in your posture, it would put you in a different light. As opposed to seeming convenient.
Depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Right? You come up with something. Every time, what about the $100 million? Let me look for that. What about the $100 million, Tommy?
To fight crime in the
Yeah. What after that? Where did that go?
Well, I guess that fight isn't as important as changing the coat of arms.
Oh, Tommy.
No, that's secondary to the coat of arms, or secondary to building the building in the zoo, or to.
Oh, so Tommy, the coat of arms is more political expedient.
Yeah, right? That's gonna help with the crime, you know.
Yeah, Tommy, that's a splendiferous, tremendous, marvelous point there, Tommy. Boy, you pull that one out of the hot boy, Tommy.
The same hat I'm wearing.
That same hat you're wearing there, Tommy. You sneak on there when people wasn't looking. When we went for the break, you sneak on there and you pull it out of that hat, Tommy. Oh, yeah. Tommy. Fantastic, Tommy. Fantastic. Yeah? And we are not easily fooled. We are not. Right? We just look at these things.
What do you mean we're not easily fooled? You can fool me anytime, man.
You really, Tommy? I don't understand that. Yes, Mr. Atlanta. Hold on, Tommy. Mr. Atlanta, welcome.
Yes, Wall Street. I just want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Why do we have a coat of arms in the first place? I mean, do you know? I mean, why do we have a coat of arms? And I'm just studying that. I am just thinking. But why do we have a coat of arms? And what is the meaning of a coat of arms?
I mean, it's like it tells us together we aspire, together we achieve. You know,
not us, any nation.
Well, that's what we have. That's what we have. You know,
but it's from England. The coat of arms especially comes from England, and I mean it's known in England and everywhere else. So the coat of arms, I'm just looking at the meaning of it.
Yeah, but we were British rule. We were under British rule, so they gave us almost everything we had. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the three ships that came under all those kind of rules too. I don't really. I was just thinking. Thank you. I was just thinking that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Tell me that to give you something. You know? And oh, look at you. Is this it? I think this is it here.
One of the biggest problems in this country today is the breakdown and the failure of black African families in Trinidad and Tobago, where black young men are believing that they have no future, and they were brought up to believe that violence is a way of life. And let me tell you something. Special problems require special responses. And I will tell you, as I continue to examine my responsibility of Prime Minister, I have now come to the conclusion that we need special intervention in some of those communities that are nurseries for criminal conduct. And insofar as there are officials who can broadcast as loudly as they can that the police have no leadership and the police commissioner is no good and every policeman is a waste of time, giving confidence to the criminals that they could embark on their criminality with impunity. I want to tell them tonight, in those communities that you will see named in the very near future, I will instruct the Minister of Finance to identify immediately $100 million to go inside those communities and do what is not being done, because criminals in there have taken control of those streets and those houses and are making it difficult for government services to go in there and give some people an opportunity for a decent life.
Tommy, did we hear correctly?
Yep.
I don't understand. What happened to that initiative, Tommy? Huh? What happened to that initiative?
Very good question.
And them don't want to talk about this thing is something, yeah, we need to do a long time and all kind of thing. No. I just got a message from Dr. James. He said you have a problem getting in. Let me see. Let me send him the link again. Tommy, where the 100 million? Where it going?
Very good question.
You know, them doesn't only want to try to fool people all the time, you know. Them just want to them and a lot of people just fall for it, you know. A lot of people. But we're not falling for it because we bring in the facts. So folks, Dr. James having some problems logging in. So I sent him the link again just to see if he could log in. Yeah, Tommy. We had to bring that back. Eh?
Yep. But I asked the question, why are the coats of arms necessary? And I got this response.
Hold on a minute. Let me take this call. Hold on a minute. Yeah, KFC.
Good night, Mr. Washi. Good night, Uncle Tommy. You know when we get 100 million?
When?
When them three boat go.
That's when we go get it?
We get we get the pan of the money, you will be more patriotic.
Correct.
The black conscious there. So and then three boats and them. Remember Fally was going to rent two boats?
Yeah.
So you will get two boats. And you get away to about the coast and the waters and them. So Fally look out for two boats, eh?
You getting two boats, yeah. You bringing two boats.
So what shit I like the PI girl. And I'm going to choose with the back in the one neck clapping there.
Oh God. I ain't know that. I ain't sure. Folks, we have our guest inside. Let's bring him in. Dr. Winford James, how are you doing, sir?
I good, you know, but I get in trouble to access your site.
I don't know, like you're using a PNM laptop.
Could be, although I don't know PNM buy expensive things like that. They give the people cheap things, so far as I know.
Dr. James, you said it, PNM has give people cheap things. I thought the piano was only expensive thing. You just get expensive boat. You know.
No, you listen.
Uh,
Don't doubt what Farley is doing there. Farley is using the fishing boats to gather intel. He's not going to fight anybody. The purpose of the fishing boats, and they are good enough if your purpose is to gather intel. And so they are asking for two. Now, two are not enough, but they are asking for two in the first instance. But we mustn't laugh at that. Let us examine why they are doing. These are intelligent men. Hmm? So the request for fishing boats is not an idle request. It's not a silly request. It is, you can collect information, data via those boats, and then of course you can share that information with those who have the faster boats and those who can run down the drug traffickers and so on. But I only heard that small piece. Perhaps I am talking in the absence of full context.
no, no, no. You are well versed, Dr. James. But Dr. James, I wanted to ask you something. The Cabo Star. Did you hear about the Cabo Star had a fire today?
No, first time I'm hearing that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I saw a report that the
Mhm.
Cabo Star had a fire. I mean, it seemed
Did they
like
put it out? Did they extinguish it?
yeah. I think they sent the fire services from Toko to go and
Did,
extinguish.
did it cause major damage?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Somebody in the
you don't
chat.
know what caused it.
Nah, they go say the UNC sabotage it.
Yeah.
Well, yes, so you go to number two. You go to the second reason,
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah,
The first is always the opposition.
correct. The UNC sabotage the boat.
Right, so that we dismiss that.
Yeah.
And then we go to the next explanation.
Mm. Somebody stuffed something in a pipe somewhere.
Right. You remember what happened when they built the Brian Lara
Yeah,
economy?
yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
they stopped up all those water
Mm.
pipes and so on, so that the thing would be choked.
Yeah, correct is right.
Yeah. And they
But
blame the UNC as usual.
but Dr. James,
Before you come in, of course, it's the UNC responsible for the crime in the country, right?
yeah. Of course, they're responsible for the crime. you know, it's the reason why we have the high crime. The reason why currently under Prime Minister Rowley. So listen to
Yeah,
this, Dr. James. This is my opinion.
right,
The Olympics just went by,
right.
and my statement was, if there was a crime Olympics in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister
Yeah.
Rowley would have won a gold and a silver for the first and second highest amount of murders ever in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
That's facts. That is not. That is
But
facts.
he ain't taking blame. He's blaming the upbringing of the children or the people. The fellas who have grown up now had poor parenting.
Oh, that's
That is
what.
the PNM's official position, or one of the positions.
Yeah.
You know,
But Dr. James,
it's not the scientific examination of the circumstances leading to crime and finding scientific solutions to the burgeoning levels of crime. No, it's those views that they are espousing have come from the folk. You know, the folk understandings and folk solutions. But if you have a modern army and a modern police force and so on and so on, and you have the equipment, you put out the money for the equipment, right? You ought to be able, via scientific understanding, to reduce the levels of crime. Now, if you can't do it, you had better say, look, you better admit and say, I can't handle this man. Let's give somebody else another chance. You follow?
Yeah.
yep. But we have a solution, which is to change the coat of arms.
Well, the coat of arms, I don't know that they have put it forward as a solution to the crime. Um, Obviously, they had an opportunity from since the beginning of Rowley's term to change the coat of arms, and they wait until the last year. Is he in his last year now?
Next year. Next
Huh?
year. Next year.
When
2025.
when does his term end?
2025.
No, what month?
I ain't sure. I ain't sure.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
I think
But
it's
the
up
point
to
I'm making,
November.
they had all this time, and they choose the year off or the year preceding the elections, to get the people roiled up, on an issue that has been with us for the longest while. And of course, they talk about having using up all the stationery, if I heard the Prime Minister well, whatever has to be done preparatory to the change, the removal of the emblems should be done. You used up all of that, right? And that would take a little while, I think. And so that's what they're saying. But the thing is, it's a small matter given the fact that it has been with us for a long time. And while I am saying it's long overdue, the point is not something for focus. You do it, but it's not something to focus on. You remember, was it 2 years ago when they raised the question of the Columbus statue and so on?
2020. 2020.
2020, that's 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
The Prime Minister didn't say anything. He didn't come out in support, for example, of the Emancipation Support Committee. He was very silent. But now, of course, he's full of words. And one must examine, why is he now full of words? Yeah? And is it only the ships that we are removing? Or there are other things that to be removed?
Well, that is left to be seen. But he only talking about right now. I think some newspapers called him and he said that they're not doing anything with the money now. They're only dealing with the 3 ships on the coat of arms. But Dr. James, quick question. Do they have to get the support of the UNC in order for them to change the coat of arms?
No, well, according to the Prime Minister, all they need is a simple majority, which they now have.
Right.
So he has said that, and normally when he cites things like that, he's correct because he does his homework in that sense. But no, he's saying that their simple majority is sufficient. But that's a sideshow. I want to remind you, Professor Wall Street, it's a sideshow. It's not one of the big things that this country is taken up with. It's an easy thing for people to identify with. Even people who are not Pianinites can identify with the transformation of the country from colonialism, from the fact that we now still have residual colonization. I mean, nobody would disagree with that. But there are so many other things that come with colonialism. And the names of the streets in Port of Spain, for example. Right? The names of the highways that we have. It's not simply moving it from the coat of arms, although removing it from the coat of arms will get us some more respect, or give us some respect that we do not have right now. But it's a sideshow, Professor Wall Street.
Dr. James, your camera went out.
Oh my goodness. I hope I don't have to go to that. I got trouble doing this thing,
Your camera just went out. Listen, just leave it like that. That's okay. We
No, I will try to get it.
Yeah, by the way, I just Googled when the Prime Minister terms end. The Prime Minister term supposed to end in 2025, August 2025.
August. So it means that we have another year to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So the fella is very strategic, and but Dr. James, me personally, right? Anyway, I'm not here to give my opinion. We are here to ask you.
We always have a conversation, and I can't see that you can behave as if you're a zombie or a zombie. you have ideas and we're having a conversation, hopefully an intelligent conversation, which does not invite you to be silent.
Yeah, all right, all right. So
No, someone asked about what's the use of the coat of arms before, and I just wanted to share this information that I got on Google about the coat of arms.
Right.
It says the coat of arms are a system of symbols that have been used to identify people and families since the Middle Ages. They are unique to each person and are often passed down through generations. The original purpose of coat of arms was to help knights and royalty identify each other during battle and tournaments when they were wearing armor and helmets. The symbols were painted on the shields, banners, and coats worn over armor. Over time, coats of arms evolved to represent other things such as family descent, adoption, alliances, property ownership, and profession. Today, coats of arms are still used to identify people and preserve traditions, but they also have other purposes. National coats of arms, these are symbols that are often used on passports and coins to represent a country.
so here is the thing, Dr. James. Dr. James,
I'm
what,
listening.
what impact do you think if this change goes through that it will have a national identity, if any?
Impact?
Yes, impact. Yes.
I don't remember the legal impacts at all, but of course there will be greater pride in the independence of our country and in the we are building a civilization. We have long been building a civilization in these Caribbean islands, and part of the construction of this civilization is to remove all the vestiges of colonialism that we can find. Right? We are not slaves to the fact that these things have been put in place. Now that we have long been independent. Remember, we became independent in 1962.
62.
Right, a long time ago, and now we are attending to what really is a small matter on the scale of the foci that we have had. We have run this country as if we didn't need to focus on these the vestiges, I'm calling them, of colonialism, which, and the coat of arms is one of those. Now, Columbus was a vile man, a monstrously vile and violent man. And if there are people who think that preserving his memory is necessary, well, we'd have to come up with a counter to that call for preservation, because there are things that emerging countries have to do in order to focus their people on how they should be, how they should go forward with the task of building their own civilization, but while throwing off the shackles of thought, the shackles of emblems that they have left us with. I have no interest in preserving Columbus's memory in this kind of way. If I'm going to keep his memory, if I'm going to keep his memory at all for my children and my grandchildren and so on to know about, it would be in the most violent terms. It would be memories that show that he put the thing in some museum or something, right? But don't have it out in the open there for everybody to see every time they pass there, you know? So the point I'm making here, when I see Columbus, I don't see the violence. I just see the man on the horse, not so? But the violence that he committed, and we are talking about vicious, vicious evil, And I think David, you play the clip with David, who made a good case for the change of. Are you hearing me, by the way?
Yeah, we hearing you loud and clear.
Right,
Loud and
because
no, go ahead.
apparently you guys don't wish to see me.
No, it's fine. We listen. We hear you because your opinion is very important.
Okay, you understand me. So I'm saying to you that we David made a good case for the removal of the three ships And so he agreed and he congratulated the government. He agreed with what they were doing. But David also talked about the evil
But
that was
but
committed by people like Columbus.
but Dr. James,
Uh-huh.
here was my difficulties, huh? And I did an editorial on this, right?
Yes, yes,
My
yes. I listened
difficulty,
to part of it.
and it appears to me that this is political gimmickry. This is election gimmick as far as I am concerned. And we have to say whether we want to believe it or not. I mean, Dr. Rowley is an astute politician when it comes to these type of games.
Hello?
Yeah, but we're hearing you.
Yes, I
They're
can
not
hear
hearing
you.
me.
Once you keep
So I
talking, I
will
will hear.
hold my comments until they get back in. The other two ones are buffering somehow, and
Right,
I'm
so I can
talking.
hear you.
Anyway,
I can
folks,
hear you
so what I
nicely.
what I'm saying is that in my estimation, this
Hello?
Wow. Wall Street is buffering
Can
now.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dr. James, but we've lost Anselm.
Right, so somebody has sabotaged us, is that what?
It looks that way.
It's nice to be suspicious, but we mustn't go overboard.
No, we can't dwell on that.
No, the technology sometimes disappoints.
Yep,
Yeah?
yep, we've lost Anselm altogether. He's gonna come back in.
What about me now? I stay where I am?
You on 50%. We getting audio but no video.
Right.
But Dr. James,
Mm-hmm.
Anselm is expressing what I'm in agreement with. That
Right.
the timing isn't so hot because, like you said, this government has been in the driver's seat since 20,
Since 2015.
2015,
Since 2015, yeah.
right? And here it is,
And they choose the year
the start of the
before
10th year.
to come with something that people, of course, would identify with. But it's
Right,
not a major cry of people. When people talk about constitution reform, they're not thinking um, uh, coat of arms,
correct.
right?
Because
And
there are more pressing issues with
there
constitutional
are far
reform
more
that
pressing
needs to be
issues,
addressed.
right? And what we have to be careful is that we don't um, subjugate the major issues to sideshows, to
Correct.
minor issues. While they are important, they pale in significance to
To
the
some of
need
the
for us to have instruments of government that are less totalitarian than they have been for the longest while. Those are
yeah,
the big issues is what I am interested in.
exactly.
So that from that point of view, if
Hi,
one
are you
wants to
guys there?
be
Hello?
suspicious because
Yeah,
motives
we're
are,
here.
hmm,
Yeah, Anselm's back.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
okay, he's back, right?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. James.
The internet
So
just went
so
out
so
just.
Professor Wall Street is here,
Yes, he's back.
but yet he's
Yeah, I'm
not
back.
yet
I'm back.
live.
Please. No, I'm live.
Is he
I'm live.
live?
I'm back live. Yeah, I'm back live.
Hello.
You hearing me? Is he hearing me, Tommy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tommy.
Dr. James, are you hearing?
Right. So I'm trying to get feedback so I can know whether to move
No,
on or
no.
keep
Are you
quiet.
hearing me now? Are you hearing me
So
now?
I'm saying there are bigger
Are
issues,
you hearing me now, Dr.
and
James?
Yes, he's saying that there are bigger issues.
yes, and one of them is that the design of our constitution is totalitarian for the cabinet. It makes the cabinet, and in particular the prime minister, a totalitarian, right? And you notice how he went about talking about the removal of the coat of arms, the emblems. it didn't appear to me that he consulted anybody, you
Correct.
know, in relation to that intention, right? So I'm just saying, the totalitarian reflex is strong. It has been in our country since independence, and of course, we took over from the British, and we promptly developed the same attitudes, the same manners as the British. It's just that we are more local than the British have been and are. So we've got to make sure that we put the government on even keel, make sure that balance is preserved as we look to have new elections. The elections, to my mind, cannot be about coats of arms.
True.
You follow? Although some people might say, look, that's a good thing. I'm going to vote them for that reason. But that would not change the major problems that we have as a result of a constitution that is totalitarian, that makes the cabinet totalitarian. One of the things that we have had for a long time, which cannot be right, is that the cabinet controls the parliament. Once you have a majority and you come up with your government and so on, your ministers and so on, you have a situation where when you want to pass bills, if you, to the extent that you have a majority, you will control the parliament automatically. The only time when you don't control the parliament is when you have legislation or you have intentions that must be supported by a special majority.
We
Okay.
dropped. We
Dr.
dropped him.
James' device just dropped. I'm seeing him in the background, but I think his internet. His
Yeah,
internet.
he dropped altogether.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see, Tommy, um, I'm beginning to understand now that I think there is two differences. There's constitutional reform, which appears to require the support of the opposition, and then there's the removing of the ships from the coat of arms, which doesn't necessarily require the support of the opposition.
Which is a simple majority.
Right. So I think that's the different right there. So since that is the case, I think that we are going to get we are going to get the coat of arms one. Let me kick him from the studio and see if he comes back in.
But that's trivial, as Dr. James is saying, compared to some of the issues that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Tommy, come on, man. That's the way them does operate. That's the way them does operate. Let me tell them try to get back in.
Which is why I was saying that some of the leanings and action speaks to the totalitarianism
Yeah, 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 yeah. And the same thing that he's saying.
and dictatorial tendencies.
Let me just send him a message.
And these are some of and what he's saying too is these are what we need to address with constitutional reform. That doesn't give our leader that kind of power to the point where he can make the dictatorial decisions.
Well, Tommy, the thing about it is that we have a Westminster system, and we basically have to abide by the Westminster system. So what
No,
happens?
we can reform it. We can set it so that it doesn't give us a dictatorship
Yeah, but we
for
have to
governance.
we
Right?
have to have the testicular fortitude in order to do that. So let's take a listen to Ms. Kamla Prasad Besessa while we try to get
Dr. James back on track.
Dr. James back on track. Take a listen to this. This is her editorial that she issued.
Politicking with the Coat of Arms, an editorial by opposition leader Kamla Persad Bisesar. Columbus was wrongly celebrated for years as a discoverer of the Americas when, in fact, he was hopelessly lost and thought he had discovered islands off the eastern coast of India and China. Apart from being a navigational idiot, he was a murderer, rapist, slaver, and thief who ushered in hundreds of years of the genocide of millions of indigenous persons, the enslavement of Africans, and the indentureship of Indians, Portuguese, and Chinese, among others. It will always be debated whether he was an evil maniac or just a product of those times. Politicians erasing history by removing symbols and changing names as disingenuous political strategies will not improve or change citizens' understanding of our history, which has primarily been written to be pro-European. The nation's true history should be taught in our schools, and it should provide the good and bad of all our historical figures from both pre- and post-colonial periods. And while we look at the misdeeds of the European colonialists dating back hundreds of years, we hypocritically remain silent on the similarly evil acts committed by some of our own ancestors in the Indian subcontinent, Africa, China, the Middle East, and pre-1492 Americas. We also remain silent on our ancestors who were complicit with colonialists in enabling the horrific slave trade, indentureship, and genocides. Slavery, indentureship, forced labor, and religious and racial apartheid still occur in many of our ancestral nations to this day. It is estimated that almost 50 million persons are trapped in modern-day slavery, indentureship, or forced labor. Most of these persons can be found in our ancestral areas of the world and not in Europe. Yet no one speaks of this fact because political mileage and excuses for our post-colonial failures and present societal conditions cannot be gained from it. The truth of our past and present is bitter and harsh and should not be manipulated to serve any singular agenda. Instead, it should be used to enlighten successive generations so they will not repeat the mistakes and misdeeds of the past. Sanitizing history, truth, and free speech in the modern era of wokeness, virtue signaling, and cancel culture will only promote ignorance and foster the repetition of evil acts in the future that can be preventable. We have been an independent nation for 62 years, creating our own development policies, legislation, societal strata, and political systems. Our collective actions as a people over the past 62 years have created our present conditions and will dictate the future. We cannot continue deflecting and blaming the colonial powers and 500-year-old dead men for the mistakes and wrongs that we have committed against each other since independence. At some point, we have all used the weaponization of painful and evil parts of our history for propaganda to gain the upper hand in arguments. The average citizen, just like politicians, has also used it to throw up a brick wall to prevent further scrutiny of their views when faced with arguments they believe they are losing. The fact is, we are all guilty of misusing and rewriting history to suit our own agenda, at times for personal and professional gain. That is the truth, and we must all understand and accept that. We must not hide from it. Many people are engrossed in debating the changes to the coat of arms and the many possible practical effects of such change. Many people are asking how these changes will affect high crime, high food prices, high unemployment, and other negative issues facing our country. However, many are missing the dangerous territory the Prime Minister leads the nation into by attempting to use painful historical events regarding painful emotional memories and ethnic issues for general election campaigning. This entire political conversation, starting with the proposed changes to the coat of arms, is a tinderbox that can be ignited when emotions run high and ignorant. Unscrupulous persons begin gaslighting the population. This is how ethnic rivalries, societal strife, and hate are stirred up in a primarily peaceful, multicultural society like ours, which can then devolve into violence and destroy our societal peace. We have seen this all over the world before.
All political parties and leaders have rolled out the bogey of the white man and colonialism when faced with difficult domestic, political, and economic situations to deflect from facing any responsibility. Removing monuments, reparations, name changes, and accurately telling our history are too important to our collective identity, unity, and future development for citizens to allow their misuse by anyone.
Yep. No audio, Wall Street. No audio. Your mic's muted. Your mic's muted.
So there you have it, folks. That is the editorial by the opposition leader, Kamla Prasad Besessa. We're gonna go for we're gonna go for a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
It raises a question, ladies and gentlemen. It raises a question, ladies and gentlemen. If they cannot speak the truth in small things, imagine what they will do in big things.
I want to send a message to Black Stalin. It have some people that need burning. With honest people, you know where you stand. But not so with deceitful ones. For them, black is white and last could be first. About the truth, they couldn't care less. What was wrong for them yesterday, now 10 times worse, they have nothing to say. For everything they was complaining, now their silence is their fooling. So Black Stalin, now to you I turn. Them deceitful people must burn. Rowdy shut down Petro Trim, they say not a word. Fire to burn them. No foreign exchange, they yet to be heard. Fire to burn them. It's 6 times he raised the gas price. When we was producing it, they had it nice. But this protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC did do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to burn them deceitful men and women. What is right and wrong is wrong, whether it is spoken or put in song. Those who fear the truth, them hypocrite, will always hate the people who speak in it. There's 5 and 6 murders every day, with bullets and bloodshed everywhere. People are living in gripping fear, while the police tell you to pray. And the only reason you're still alive is nobody ready to take your life. For the right price, you could be history. That is where crime reaches straight. And now is arm home invasion from them, not our word. Fire to burn them. Daily drive-by killings, they yet to be heard. Fire to burn them. People charged with murder could escape jail, cause under the PNM they will get bail. But this protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC they do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to burn them. If we set a deceitful PNM. People losing jobs
every day, while there's more taxes we have to pay. But all them snake in the valley say, not one word you would hear them say. And food prices going up daily. You can't buy food for your family, while government live in luxury. Inflation strangling everybody. And for the sick and the elderly, they can't buy drugs in the pharmacy. But there's none so blind, the Bible tell me, than those who have eyes and refuse to see. Now it's property tax, they're very quiet. Increase light bill, they're very silent. Them but boasting how they quiet, because as B&M they wouldn't riot. But it's protest like rain, they go burn down flat, flat, flat. If UNC they do that, so Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait any longer. Stalin, time to wonder, time to burn out the PLM. They did not listen to Patrick Manning. Now the country is suffering. It's arrogance and incompetence, corruption and nepotism. Ministers get millions for government rent, while workers only getting 4%. Contract for their friends to get richer, while poor people have to suffer. 100 million in fake oil scandal, while there's no beds in the hospital. Mr. Manning advice they did not take. Now we eat bread that the devil bade. Now it's corporate manslaughter from them, not a word. And those who are guilty still on the job. Oil and gas production is at all-time low. The Minister of Energy don't have a clue, but his protest like rain. They go on down flat, flat, flat. If UNC they do that, Stalin, light your fire. We cannot wait, brother. Stalin, time to wonder, time to fire the PLM. Remember, people who can't face the truth will always hate the people who speak it. Them a hypocrite, that hypocrite.
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What's happening? This your boy Lil Jon.
Hey, yo, this the Yin Yang Twins.
You're listening to the sounds of...
And we doing it real big with my dog.
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
You're live in the mix with the one and only.
Hey, this is Justin Timberlake, and this is...
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott, 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is the baby, and we in the mix.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. You can share the live on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Voicemail and text are welcome also. Where's Dr. James?
I ain't seen him come back in yet.
He's having a lot of problems with his internet.
Yeah. Tommy, as a part of history in Trinidad, I didn't know. Did you know about the wetlands in Trinidad and Tobago?
The wetlands?
Yeah. So take a listen.
We are actually at the second largest wetland system on the Gulf of Paria.
Welcome to the Godino Swamp.
Thank you.
In Southlands.
In the Southlands.
We have good things in South, huh?
We have plenty good things in South. Godino Swamp is about 31 square kilometers in area. Out of that, 17 of those square kilometers has wetland flora on it.
Okay.
We are now leaving the St. John's Canal. Right? And we are going to enter the South Oropouche River that leads into the Godino River. Now, the whole system here was the South Oropouche Swamp, long before Mr. Godino came and established his estate in this area. The lower reaches of the river was cut by Mr. Godino and his workers. That was man cutting the river in 1800s.
Wow.
Right? Because so that he could make a navigable channel to get his produce out and get his supplies in. So in 1851, the first Godino Bridge was built by Lord Harris.
Okay.
Lord Harris was the governor of Trinidad and Tobago in those days. So in the swamp, as I said, we have 133 species of birds. We have herons, we have scarlet ibis, we have hawks, we have sandpipers, we have kingfishers, we have toucans, as you saw just now, we have a kiskadee, we have some palm tanagers, blue-gray tanagers, and so on. There's a very rare bird inside there called the boatbill heron.
Okay.
You'll also find the cockeye heron and the great blue heron, which are visiting birds. 19 species of fish in 29 families.
There are a lot of scarlet ibis that come in, I know.
Well, it depends. Scarlet ibis don't feed the same place every day.
Yes.
Right? So they will find a feeding. If there is feeding here, you'll see them by the hundreds.
Wow.
Right?
Is there a specific time frame that happens, or?
Well, no. When the tide is low, you find them on the river banks.
Okay.
When the tide is high, they're up in the trees. Right?
Okay. So we've seen so much here from South Trinidad, Renata.
Yes.
A lot to see, a lot to enjoy. It's
a lot to experience. This was an experience.
Yes,
Kimberly.
peaceful and tranquil, and I feel relaxed.
So Tommy, when I first saw that, I never knew about that. And
You know where the Godino River is, though?
no, I don't know where that is.
It's on the Mosquito Creek. When you take the creek from San Fernando heading towards Point Fortin,
I know where the Mosquito Creek is, yes.
the first bridge you're going to meet covering the first waterway once you're going down the creek is going to be the Godino Bridge. Right after you pass that Godino Bridge, on the right, heading south, is the Shores of Peace where they do the cremation.
Oh, okay. I know where that is too.
Right. So if you take that waterway there, that bridge goes over, and you go into the mainland, or should I say, into the mainland, you're gonna come to that that was being shown.
Well, I find that to be very interesting, So we have things in Trinidad that you think most Trinidadians know about that?
I think plenty don't know. If you're from the area, you would know, but if you're not, or if you've explored the area, you would know. And there are many people who live in the east and live in the west, northeast and northwest, that don't know. Maybe some people in Central don't know either because they just don't get around. But if you know your whole country, you would know where these things are.
Yeah, I mean, when I see those things, I find them to be very interesting because
also there are some wetlands in Caroni too.
Yeah, I am not. I mean, for the little circle I was for my first 18 years of life in Trinidad and Tobago, there wasn't really much for me other than involving track and field to go to different parts of Trinidad, to go run a bush sports.
Right. These are all attractions that could be marketed for both local and foreign tourists.
And Tommy, and that's the point. That is exactly the point, in that these things can be marketed. I mean, I know the situation, especially when cruise ship comes to Trinidad. And promoting these type of things for carnival when there's people in Trinidad, because a lot of people can make money from these things. And so when I see them, that's some of the things I actually think about. But Tommy, I was taken aback. Well, not taken aback, I was reading a story in the newspapers about the family, the Doubles family that flee Trinidad. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
And did I play that video?
No, you didn't.
So take a listen to this.
Family flees TNT after being targeted by extortionists. Extortion threats by criminals have forced a business family to flee the country. One of the owners of Pablo's Doubles said after the family was asked to pay $75,000 and their home at Streatham Lodge Extension, St. Augustine, was shot at on August 4th, the family fled the country. Pablo's Doubles has 3 locations between Tinapuna and St. Augustine. The owner of one outlet, who asked not to be identified, said other businesses were also shot at and demands for payments made. He said those businesses paid the demands because they could not afford to leave TNT. We just put our whole lives in a suitcase and left. I am never coming back, maybe for vacation, the owner said. He said the family has no idea what their next move will be as they settle in North America. Asked what the authorities can do to encourage them to return home, he said, "What can the authorities do? These guys are going to do what? Go in front of the judge and get bail eventually, and this will continue to go on. It not stopping."
Yep.
You gotta pack up and go, Tommy.
Yeah, they had to pack up. And how many people are going to have the means to do such?
And you know what we're talking about? Changing the coat of arms. You understand?
Yep.
That's the discussion. We talking about the coat of arms. And this family had to pack up and go.
Crime.
I mean, it just doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, just distractions, man, as opposed to dealing with the main issues and pertinent and pressing issues that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. And here is a young lady. Listen to this young lady.
And don't get me mixed up. Me no politics thing. You understand? People just fed up and had enough. You hear what I telling all you? We had to know what going on. Once whoever government going there, I don't care, blue, green, yellow, purple, whatever the color it is, in power, and they're not performing their duties, and they're trying to extort we and rob we, choke out we, do we all kind of thing because we don't have a voice. You understand, man? It's we tax money paying them to live lavishly. Vote them out. Don't matter who it is. Once all you're not performing and doing all your duties and all you're not caring about the country and all you're not caring about its people, we voting all you out. Come on, we have to wise up. It and no stick in no one place like them old people back then. Yeah, I come from a PNM family. I not in that kind of stick back there because I loving the PNM and the PNM ain't loving me. So I loving who loving me. You understand me? That is how it go. Who not performing? Out.
Oh, that shows some political maturity taking place in an instance there.
Correct is right. Yeah, things are happening, Tommy.
Yeah, we just need the society to mature fully, because if America was like how Trinidad is in mentality, what would happen in America?
But Tommy, it's just interesting that you hear the people talk, right? But do you think it's all talk and when time come election time, they go back to the same thing?
Well, it's left to be seen. We hope that the maturity is taking place in a meaningful way where there will be numbers to make a difference and not just a few people bumping their gum and doing the same old thing and expecting different results.
You know, it kind of saddens me that when we look at things, right, in that people know for a fact, Tommy, Trinidad is not what it used to be. For these last 9 years, been only pain and suffering, and many people suffering peacefully. People might not want to agree with it. Yeah, they're suffering peacefully, right? But they rather suffer peacefully under a black prime minister than to prosper under an Indian prime minister. That's my estimation. Yeah, and think about it. We talk all kind of talk, and they're talking about when we look at ministers saying this and ministers saying that. Here is a video of something going on in, they say this is Terrence D.R. Singh backyard. Take a listen to this.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick video here. Imagine Terrence D.R. Singh want to charge people for having tires and old objects in the yard that can gather water, right? But watch at this. I want you to take a quick look at this. Watch at this. Watch at this here. This is water. Water in a backhoe bucket. Right? Water in a backhoe bucket. Right? But guess where we at? Guess where are we? You wanna guess where we at? Watch at this. This is the Sour Lavantil Regional Corporation. Watch at derelict vehicles. Watch at derelict vehicle. Watch at water. Watch. Look. Look at water. Look at derelict vehicles. Watch at water settling. Watch. I want you to take a good look. Watch at this. Terrence D.R. Singh. Watch. Watch. Watch at this. Watch at that. Terrence D.R. Singh. Watch at this. Watch at the water here. Watch. Watch at that water here. What you seeing for yourself? Watch. Watch at the derelict vehicles. Watch. Watch at the water gathering here. Watch. Watch water dripping. Watch. Are you seeing for yourself? I want you to take a good look. Right? Watch at the derelict vehicles. Watch at these derelict vehicles. Take a look. Watch at these derelict vehicles we have here. Right? Watch at them. This whole yard. And Terrence D.R. Singh, you want to charge people for having water in the yard? For having water in tires and in container in the yard? Well then, I go in and charge you now. Terrence D.R. Singh, you are hereby charged $3,500, and you should face a fine and an imprisonment. Right? You should face an imprisonment too. Watch at this. Watch at these derelict vehicles. Eh? You telling me? Watch at these derelict vehicles and the compound. Watch at it. Watch at all these derelict vehicles, but yet you want to charge. Watch at this. As little as this is here, this could harbor mosquitoes. Watch. That could harbor mosquitoes. You understand? And you want to charge the citizens? You hereby charge $3,500, Terrence D.R. Singh. Pay up or face jail time. Right? Watch at these vehicles. Sour Lavantil Regional Corporation. Watch at these derelict vehicles here. Right? Nobody is talking about this. Nobody is speaking about this. Right? All these things are being swept under the carpet, under the rug. Right? But you have a little pan in your yard. Watch. They want to charge you. Watch. Watch. Watch at that. You understand? $3,500 for your Terrence D.R. Singh. $3,500 your fine. $3,500. Shame on you.
boy, our country is in a sad place. It's sad.
Yep.
Let me go back to the chat. Yeah, boy, distractions is the order of the day, you know.
Yep.
But Tommy, you know that's going to happen, right? Because they need a simple majority.
Right.
So that's a done deal. And
right now, it's going to be costly.
I don't even know what to say.
It's going to be costly.
Yeah. Yeah, Hanif is right, you know. Distractions is the order of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Montano said I started geography in 3rd standard and went on to Form 5. Ulrich, welcome. I traveled almost the length and breadth of Trinidad over the past years. I know my country. Cameron says 100% agree with she. I'm not PNM or UNC till I did. I for performance. What can you do for us now? Not a few. Albert Montano says, I know a bit of Tobago. I lived there and I did some traveling around.
Mm-hmm.
My 3rd child was born in Scarborough General Hospital, January 17, 1978. And 2 children.
No, he said, that's 1878, he said.
Nah, by 1978, man.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. And children attended Scarborough. That looked like Scarborough Roman Catholic School. Tommy, Tommy, I've had so many editorials that I never even got to. I know I never get to the editorial with respect to PNM getting a C-. I never got to that one, right?
You talked about it.
All right. So let me play that editorial for you guys now.
Why Stuart Young's a grade for the PNM is misguided. C- grade more applicable. An editorial by Professor Wall Street. In a recent interview, Stuart Young, the chairman and minister of energy for the People's National Movement, PNM, in Trinidad and Tobago, awarded his party an A grade for their performance over the past 9 years. However, this assessment seems overly generous, especially considering the numerous challenges the country faces. Here are 10 reasons why the PNM's performance more accurately deserves a C-. 1. Rampant crime rates. Trinidad and Tobago has experienced a significant increase in violent crime, with 605 murders recorded in 2022, the highest in the country's history. This alarming statistic alone undermines any claim of excellent governance. 2. Travel advisories. The U.S. Department of State has issued a Level 3 travel advisory for Trinidad and Tobago, urging travelers to reconsider their plans due to high crime rates. This advisory highlights the government's failure to ensure safety and security for both residents and visitors. 3. Economic decline. The local economy has struggled with minimal foreign direct investment and a lack of job creation. The economic policies implemented by the PNM have not yielded the promised growth and stability. 4. Healthcare system in crisis. The healthcare sector is in disarray, with inadequate facilities and resources to meet the population's needs. This has led to long wait times and substandard care, affecting the overall well-being of citizens. 5. Education system failures. The education sector has also suffered, with insufficient funding and resources leading to declining standards and outcomes. This impacts the future prospects of the nation's youth. 6. Infrastructure issues. Despite promises of improvement, infrastructure remains a significant problem. Roads, bridges, and public transportation systems are in poor condition, affecting daily life and economic activities. 7. flooding, and environmental concerns. The government's handling of environmental issues, particularly flooding, has been inadequate. Poor planning and lack of effective measures have left many areas vulnerable to natural disasters. 8. Corruption allegations. The PNM has faced numerous allegations of corruption, with accusations of nepotism and misuse of public funds. These issues erode public trust and hinder effective governance. 9. Foreign exchange management. The management of foreign exchange has been criticized, with businesses struggling to access necessary funds for operations. This has stifled economic activity and growth. 10. Public discontent. Public sentiment reflects widespread dissatisfaction with the government's performance. Protests and public outcry indicate that many citizens do not share Young's optimistic assessment. In conclusion, while Stuart Young's optimism about the PNM's performance is understandable from a party loyalty perspective, the reality on the ground tells a different story. The challenges facing Trinidad and Tobago require honest assessment and effective action, not unwarranted self-congratulation. A C- grade more accurately reflects the current state of affairs and the urgent need for improvement in governance and policy implementation.
Tommy, if you have to give them a grade, what grade would you give them?
A C.
Okay, you was more generous than me then.
Yeah. I give them a C.
Yeah, I give him a C-. And you know, so Hanif wants to know, Pro, what is the meaning of a C-? I hope it's not bad language. No, it's a C-. Because, you know, we just get certain grade. Hanif say a F. Yeah. They will go down in history as one of the worst government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean, all the facts are there to show that it's too much gimmicks, man. Too much election gimmicks. Now, Tommy, I'm sorry we didn't get into constitutional reform with Dr. James, right? Yeah, KFC. KFC.
Yeah, I will get them a D.
You get them a D?
Yeah, D. You know what D stand for? For Mr. Washington, they much in the meeting son with Dr. or anything. You know that guy, that guy, Dr. Riship, went to be next Prime Minister to lead the PNM, you know. You're Foster, you know.
That's Foster?
Right now, you want between you and Foster.
Huh?
That's the question. Yeah, people put on the same, well, we got a Chinese guy to lead the PNM now.
No, that ain't go up. That ain't go up.
Remember, Dr. Early said that.
He Gary Sobers.
He Gary Sobers, you know.
Yeah,
that he in everything.
Yeah, but I don't think
he likes salt.
I don't think Gary Sobers go be able to lead the PNM.
One play doctor in Crema Corner, you have the internet called break down.
Yeah, something the PNM was stop the internet.
Uncle Tommy, you better look like a saga. Hey, what going on? You alright? Let's keep it up, man. What should I do?
Opposing.
Yeah, man. Bless.
All right, KFC. Pleasant night to you.
All right. Let's take this voice note. Hold on.
And Slim, good night. That is a good thing the government doing by moving these ships, the slave ships from the coat of arms. But that is not enough. And that is no big thing that to celebrate. They should have done do that years ago. Right? What I would like to see or take any government serious, whether present or future, I would love to see they take back our seafront and down the islands from the 1%. I went to fish the other day and I couldn't believe it is I seen. And not only they take up the seafront, they even take a portion of the roadway too. And people, these stupid, dotish, brain-dead sycophants who volume of great is the PNM, they're not seeing and talking about wean off the PNM. While you're advising people to wean off the PNM, you have these people who sucking the PNM dry and who the PNM supporting. They don't care about black people in this country. So moving the 3 ships from the Kotaram, that is nothing. That ain't nothing to celebrate. They should have done do that long time. They should continue by not only moving that, but move these statues, these colonial statues that have all over Trinidad, like Columbus and Cipriani and all of them. They should be moving that too. That what they're doing is a momagism something, and according to one of the other people who made a contribution, it's just a momagism and to throw you off of the real issue. Have a blessed night.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't disagree with it. I think it's a lot of distractions. Tommy, you said it. There's a lot of distractions, but Tommy, there's just so much, boy, that every day is something different.
I guess I think they'll bombard the public and get them overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, just the other day, Tommy, we had so many different issues. Remember when was local government election, was local government reform, and everybody talking about local government reform. Well, PNM people, right? Now we have the ships. And I don't understand. What I don't understand, Tommy, is what are these things doing for the people in order to raise your standard of living? How does removing 3 ships from a coat of arms affect your standard of living?
Or even help your safety, because we have national security issues.
Correct.
That are very dire.
Yeah. I mean, people scared to go out at night. And not even at night, in the day. Scared.
Yep. You're frightened to live.
People frightened to live. You understand? And we come with a coat of arms. Right? But they made that an issue rather than constitutional reform.
All that diversionary tactics and distractions.
And we talking about it here. You understand? But we have to show the people why these are election gimmicks and distractions. That's what we have to show the people, for them to understand that you want more than that. Right? When you wake up in the morning, you could take the coat of arms or take the 3 ship of the coat of arms, and take it into Massey stores to make groceries.
Exactly. And would that make you safer?
Would that make you safer? We're taking the 3 ships of the coat of arms, reduce crime in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Would it mean that nobody is going to shoot?
Nobody's going to shoot? Eh? Does that mean that we're going to get rid of dengue in Trinidad and Tobago? Right? We're going to have people dying from dengue in Trinidad and Tobago.
That will improve the service in the hospitals.
Correct. Would that improve the services? I mean, there's so many issues that the Prime Minister needs to address. But almost every time he comes to the platform, right, either he comes with some sort of gimmickry, right, 100 million into certain communities. Never happens. And we just take it and move on, Tommy. It's like, next. What's next? What are you coming with next? And then the PNM people will come and defend by any means necessary. By any means necessary. Oh, Tommy, you know what I don't understand, though? This is what I don't understand. Look, defend your party. Defend your party. But Tommy, there is nothing that's happening in the country. For example, why are you making excuse for the amount of murders we have in Trinidad and Tobago? Why we continue to make excuses in order to defend my party? I mean, I just don't get it, man. Well, not I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah? Correct, Hanif. Imagine a man getting locked up for illegal mining. After that, he gets a mining license. Imagine that.
Yep.
You get locked up for illegal mining. And after that, you get a mining license. But you know something, Tommy? As Hanif said that, I remembered something with respect to Warner, that he made a statement. Let me see this. He made a statement. As Hanif said that, I don't remember playing that. Let me see if I have it here. I remember. Let me see. Where is that one? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Ready to upgrade your Windows?
Yeah. I want you all to listen. This was an article in the papers, and it was talking about, and this is Warner. Hold up, eh? Let me get that to me. I want you all to listen to this. Nah, I have to get out of here. I have to go over here first. Let me go over here. Let me take this voice note before I do this. Hold on, eh? Let me play this voice note.
And Slim, to tell you how they're playing games with the population of this country. They go in and move the ships and put pan. You know, there's somebody, well, not only somebody, but Japan and Sweden and even America have people making pan and selling pan and making a profit, and we in Trinidad gets nothing from it because we don't have it patent. These are the issues that we should be looking at, because all things like this will bring money to the country. But they're not looking, the population not looking at anything. They're only looking at either PNM or either UNC. So this is where we are. So when they're calling us a banana republic, it is what it is. Oh gosh, I wonder when we will wake up.
Here it is, Tommy. I know I didn't play this.
Black people not yet fully emancipated. Businessman Alan Warner urges greater share of the national pie. Though very much a man in the news, businessman Alan Warner has kept a low profile and would not usually comment on any issue in which he is named. That changed on Friday when he granted the Sunday Express an exclusive interview at his Corinage home. Warner, 74, spoke of his challenges in doing business in Trinidad and what he thinks is a monopoly of the wealth in this country by certain races. He feels strongly that Black people are not yet fully emancipated because they are not accessing part of the economic national pie. Is well known in Trinidad and Tobago as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's friend. They have been friends for over 50 years. He shot into the spotlight when the opposition asked the Integrity Commission to probe Rowley's purchase of a townhouse in Tobago at a discounted price from Warner's Inez Gate development. The Integrity Commission cleared Rowley. And recently, WhatsApp messages between both the Prime Minister and Energy Minister Stuart Young, former National Security Minister, and former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith were made public, showing they both inquired into a firearm user's license, FUL, and blasting license for Warner respectively. Both Rowley and Young maintained there was no wrongdoing, as they never sought to fast-track Warner's application, while Warner himself said he never asked for any favors. Warner told the Sunday Express that his success is not derived from any connections, but from hard work and his vision from childhood to be an employer and not an employee. In his mind, he keeps the history of his ancestors at the forefront, noting that when Africans were brought to the Western world, they were the only people who were subject to horrific brutality. According to Warner, the other races who came to this land, from the 1%ers to the Indians, French, Creole, and Portuguese, did not face the torture and horror that Black people did. He said in Tobago, there was a different culture because in the communities, Black people owned their businesses. But in Trinidad, they are employees. Warner made it clear that he has no problem with the success of the Syrians, Indians, and others. But what I have a problem with is that there is a national cake and, to some extent, I am at a disadvantage because of the mind thing, and for the Black man to get out of that situation, something major has to be done to change the thinking. Re-educating Black youths. Warner explained how everything is related, as he pointed out that people blame the violence taking place in the country on gangs from areas such as Beetham, Sea Lots, and other areas. He maintained that Sea Lots is a safe area, and having worked there for 2 years, he was never robbed. He recalled that he established concrete and asphalt plants in Sea Lots and in Beetham, as he recognized the need for people to have an income every week in order to buy food and to survive. He therefore employed people from these communities. He disclosed that he met a former Port of Spain mayor and tried to advocate for training programs for the youth from the so-called ghettos so they could perform some of the jobs in the city. Warner said there is a need for opportunities for Black youth and re-education. He noted that African Emancipation Day was celebrated on Thursday, but he did not want any part of it. Why? Because we have not been emancipated, slavery is still very present, he said. He feels it is also a mental issue, as Black people do not step out to strive for more. He recalled that in Queens, New York, USA, there was an Italian man selling fish in a Black community, and when he asked the Black people why they were not selling the fish, they looked at him as though he was speaking Greek.
You know, Tommy.
Right.
It's interesting, right? And here's why I said it's interesting, right? It's because we never heard from Warner about Black issues until the issue happened with him and with respect to when the license situation.
For
But think
mining.
about the mining situation, right? But think about this, Tommy. If your good friend is Prime Minister Rowley, you can be able to talk to the Prime Minister and tell him about them issues you're talking about. He's the Prime Minister of the country.
But you and the Prime Minister were good friends too. Were you able to talk to him?
Oh God, Tommy. Tommy,
I didn't mean the pour vinegar on you.
You not just vinegar. Tommy, oh God, Tommy.
I didn't mean to, but I just making reference to the fact that
Oh God. But Tommy, I tried.
Hello.
he must have tried to.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Correct. I Miss Atlanta. Welcome.
Yes, well, Tommy beat me to it. Because I was just going to ask you that. How you could say if the man did not act, he must be begged, implored, teared, but you think Rowley will take him on? Friend or not, he doing his own thing. You understand what I mean? I was going to say like Tommy and both of all they were chums. Nothing you say could make him change his mind on anything, right? So that is and then it's not Black people not yet fully emancipated. It's Black people not emancipated. I don't know what is yet fully, right? Okay, later.
Yeah.
Tommy boy, you hit me for 6 days.
Yeah, you see, it's mental slavery that is the issue, according to Bob Marley.
Yeah. But Tommy, I have to be honest with you, right? Behind closed doors, I actually tried it. So you are absolutely correct.
Well, I know this. I didn't mean to expose you, but
No,
since
no, 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 no. Yeah,
you make me show my hand.
yeah. We was playing all fours and you show your hand. You show your hand. You show you had the jack. You show
You sure it was a poker we were playing?
I had the jack. I had the jack. And you hung my jack.
Okay, all right.
All right, let me continue to listen.
I
You hung
followed
my
the jack.
Yeah. You corner the jack. You corner my jack. Yeah.
Slavery is still very much there, in a different form, he said. Strategic businesses. Warner said there was great care in establishing his business in Trinidad. We felt that to be successful, we had to be strategic because it was very competitive in terms of different races fighting for a share of the national pie, he said. When one looks around in Trinidad, one does not see Black people holding a major share of the national pie, he contended. Warner spoke of the major challenges he faced and the losses he suffered, citing an instance when his business bought a barge for almost $1 million to move materials between both islands. This was an industry that was attempted by Black people about 30 years ago, and on their first voyage to Tobago, the barge was totally destroyed. We knew about it, and we were very careful in the people who we hired to provide tug service, he said. Around carnival time this year, his barge was totally destroyed, which caused the company to lose part of a lucrative contract in providing aggregate for the A&R Robinson Tobago Airport Terminal, he said. On the monopoly of businesses in Trinidad by certain races, Warner said, "It is a dangerous thing for a country where 34% of the population is excluded by whatever means from this national pie." Questioned how he would respond to critics who might argue that the Prime Minister is a Black man and the People's National Movement, PNM, has been in power for the majority of years since independence. Warner said the issue lies deeper, in the mental conditioning of people. The PNM is operating in a space where we still own the plantation, he said, adding that what needs to change is the mental thinking of Black people, where they need to come to the table with a knife and fork and also recognize they can partake of the national pie. This, he said, is not an easy task as nobody is going to hand you a gold spoon. He said this shift can start with the generational transfer of wealth and evolved thinking. In the Black community, the Black man says, "This is my business." In the other communities, the Indian community, the Syrian community, they say this is not mine. This is a family business that is used to educate the children, and it is used to transfer from generation to generation. Warner pointed to the success of the Bagwansinghas empire as one that is admirable. I think our community, we need to look at the creation of wealth. It is not something that belongs to the individual. If you get there, you have to be able to make that sacrifice as was done by the other people, he said. Conditioned to be employees, according to Warner, in Tobago, one mistake people make is educating their children to be civil servants. So you took the money from this business and you taught them. You now send them to be slaves, whereas the other communities, you don't see that, he said. He said when he told his mother he wanted to study shoe technology, she asked him why he could not become a teacher. And there is the slavery still there because Black people are being conditioned to be employees, he said. Warner said he instills in his 5 children the tenets of business, and all of them are involved in the family's enterprise. He said his 8 siblings have always also been collectively involved in the family business. Warner noted that years ago there was a time when Black males won scholarships, but today that has changed. He said the Black people of this country need to understand that they must break the mental slavery and aspire for greater. This path, he said, will be filled with struggle, but though education and training there can be success. My advice to the Black youth is to try and identify what is your role and purpose on this earth. What are you attracted to? What do you enjoy doing? If you find that, then you must aspire to be successful at that, he said.
Tommy?
Yep. You know, he's saying a lot of things that are important, but one thing he hasn't said, knowing that he has lived in the United States and knowing in the United States set asides and affirmative action is what helped to empower minorities in Trinidad and Tobago, knowing that you're coming from behind, especially when you come from behind. Set asides and affirmative action programs are going to help to even up and balance off the playing field.
Well, he had a set aside, you know that, right?
Yep.
He had a set aside. That was the prime minister.
How the set aside didn't work for you or for me?
No, because you said they were friends for over 50 years,
Yeah, well, set aside it doesn't mean friendship. It means that if you're interested as a minority business person, you are given preferential treatment.
No, I understand that with respect to set aside, but I'm saying that he didn't have to worry about that because his friend was the prime minister.
Okay.
You understand? So I mean, he basically, if when he wanted a gun license, the prime minister or somebody could call and ask, what about the license for him? You know what I mean?
Yep.
He had people doing the work for him, folks. Before we go, put your closing quotes in the chat. Put your closing quotes in the chat. So you know what I mean? He had a person all the way at the top. So he didn't have much to worry about. But I mean, some of the points he makes are valid.
Yeah, he made some good points.
No, he made some good points. But
and it clearly shows that he was exposed to the first world, and that gave him a lot of the ideas he has.
yeah, and he talked about family business. His family is 5
Yeah.
sons. Is involved in the business. So you can't fault him for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
many of us out here in the first world, if they give us a chance, we'll do well in Trinidad, but we have to be given a chance. We have to be given, like I said, they have to give us preferential treatment.
No, not maybe our next government, not this one. Miss Atlanta, welcome.
Hi, I'm just good. Well, good night now. I'm not putting my closing comment. I'm just saying this to you. You were talking to Tommy and talking about this Warner man, and you said he was for 50 years or something, so his friend or he knew him or whatever. But remember 50 years ago when this man was planting his first seed to do whatever, the prime minister was, even if they were friends, that has nothing to do with what he did. You understand? As a man, as a person, they were friends, yes. You understand? That doesn't mean that all the years when he struggled, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley just became a prime minister the other day, not 15, whenever he became the prime minister for the first time. And that is nowadays, that is in recent time, years ago, when the man was doing whatever, it wasn't on a basis of his friendship. His friendship was just like your friendship to Tommy or anybody.
But Miss
You know
Atlanta,
what I mean?
Miss Atlanta,
Mhm.
Prime Minister Rowley used to be Minister of Housing. So if he was Minister of Housing, he could have been given contracts to his friend Warner at that time, at that point in time.
I'm not. What is that? What is that?
I said Prime Minister Rowley used to be Minister of Housing under the Manning
Yeah.
government.
Yes.
He could have been given contracts to his friend Warner during that time too.
Yes, I'm not saying, look, I don't know the people business, right? All I'm saying is whether he did or not, that man has a high, it would have been himself doing. If he got help, he is not so because he got help. I'm saying, you can see from a man Dixon, if you look at his year, you heard what he said? All his children, he will have generation wealth because his children not going to, you know what I mean? Because where are our children as ordinary children, always going to work for somebody else. No matter how brilliant, they're a lawyer, but they're working for the whoever. And you don't see a generational wealth going down, stuff like that. And you see it from people, how they live their life. So I'm not going to say it because they are friends, because you have plenty of friends too. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you understand, we have to, as Tommy said, open our minds and free our minds. You know what I mean? Get emancipated mentally before anything else. Because as Tommy and you say, that man might put whatever. And if I'm not mentally free, I would take that as nothing. Oh God, he ain't helping me. Oh God, looking for something else, because your mind, will still change, as I always say. So nice program. Thanks a lot for having a little bit of Mr. What his name is?
Winford James, Dr. Winford James.
Right. James. A little piece of that, and you keep.
Thank you.
Keep on the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Folks, we're going to station break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up. Don't forget, put your closing comments in the chat. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We're back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tommy, you can go first with your closing comment.
Pythagoras says, rest satisfied with doing well and leave others to talk of you as they please. Again, rest satisfied with doing well and leave others to talk of you as they please. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Never look down on a person unless you're doing so to give them a hand up. Like be safe until our next session. Love you all. And I want to remind you of here in Newark, New Jersey, on the 30th of August, we're going to have our Trinidad and Tobago flag raising ceremony to celebrate and commemorate our 62nd independence anniversary. Derwin Beckles is our new commissioner who's going to be in charge of it. And it's going to be on the steps of City Hall at the flag pole area. We're going to raise the flag. We're going to have a whole lot of niceties. Moko Jambi.
What day is that? Which day is that?
The 30th of August. Friday the 30th of August.
I'll be there.
We're going to have Moko Jambi. We're going to have music. We're going to have snacks and Trinidad delicacies and stuff. It's all going to be free. So show up and represent.
Thank you, man. I'll definitely be there.
5 p.m. it starts, and it will run up until about probably 8 or 8:30 or so.
Thank you, man.
All right.
So, folks, my closing comment is time is not refundable. Use it with intentions. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Yeah, KFC.
Good night, Mr. Walsh. Good night, Uncle Tommy. I'll have a blessed night and third which I give. But Mr. Walsh,
yo.
You and Dr. Lee was friend too. You bring him quite out there. He gave the Walsh with the belly wanted to empower Africa people in the East-West corridor. Well, let's cry. That's the youth man who hang himself. You wanna bring him in? You wanna gas to fake it, you wanna be all there with the talent.
Correct is right.
But Mr. Warner there?
Yeah.
You have a company backed by MP there called Presticon.
Presticon, that's him. That's a big company.
Yeah, he's backed by MP, yeah. He's backed by, I work for that company, but I believe it's financing. I doctor already own that company, but it's under Mr. Warner name.
Okay.
Whatever bless night time with you, sir.
Yeah, man, bless.
Yeah, but Presticon make what kind of concrete slabs and concrete benches and other concrete pieces. Yeah, they make good stuff. They do good business. I mean, he's been on the scene for a while.
I just see something coming here. What is that? Let me see this. Hold on. Breaking news. Where is this here? Let me see. What is this? Oh, the content. Hey, Mova Defender, they say that content not available. I tried to open it. Content is not available. All right. So I think, let me see if I have any closing comment here in the chat. All right, here we go. We have one here. All right, let's take this.
Hi. Well, another program that went for about 3 hours is about to end. And it's good to ask questions such as, am I better off now than before the program began? The same way or worse? With the truth, with the errors, with the things that can help Trinidad and Tobago. Well, those are some questions that can be asked. But to each and every one of you out there, have yourself a good night. For there is no God like Jehovah. Bye.
Thank you. Tommy, before we go, can you answer that statement to Gordon Joseph?
It did work out for Wall Street because he just wants but not have to give. We don't. I have to say we because I know I've given as recently as this weekend gone here. We don't advertise when we give, and you cannot be judgmental in your analysis when you don't have the facts.
Thanks a lot. That's all I'm saying. And that is a typical PNM statement. That statement there by Gordon Joseph is typical PNM.
Sad.
They don't have, and it's sad. He don't have the information, you know, right? He don't have the information, but he take it upon himself to put it out there. You see?
And we are not braggadocious.
Tommy, yeah, he take it upon himself to put it out there. You know what he should do? He should call some of them people on 91.9 and ask them. Some of them hosts on 91.9 and ask them. Do that. Almost all of them. Call them Gordon Joseph and ask them. Almost all of them. I could say almost all of them. All. You remember when they was closing down Petrochin and the fella say all? You, Gordon Joseph. But I would never come on this mic and say, well, Gordon Joseph don't give because I don't know. But you take it upon yourself like them other PNM people, and that's all they just try to do.
And even though, like you say, you have the mic, we don't use this mic to come and say what we give to who and who benefited from whatever.
And you know what worse? That fella does always under statement about God this and God not looking too kindly on you tonight. He's not looking too kindly on that. I go take this call. He's not looking too kindly on you tonight, God. Yeah, go ahead, point 14. We over time anyway.
Worship.
Yeah.
Worship.
Yeah.
let me put out here once and for all. Today I was listening to Heavy and TC, right? And some question Heavy did ask because he wasn't sure. So one of the callers now call and give an insight of the question what Heavy did ask. And our next caller told him, come now and telling Heavy that he should do his research. So TC asked him, but what do you mean by that? And then the caller say, because the caller who called before gave wrong information. So they're saying, but it's Heavy who asked the question. So if you call in and saying that the caller who called after gave wrong information, but you have to come with the right information, you know the man hang up. Yep. And I want to say this, wanted to say this. That guy earlier on and Gordon Joseph, all of them is a bunch of oxymoron. Look, that is my closing comments. It's an oxymoron.
Thanks. And you know, I'm going to close with this, Gordon. God didn't look too kindly on that statement that Gordon Joseph made there because he doesn't have no facts, right? And he just act like a typical PNM person, a typical PNM person to just throw something out. But Gordon, the fact speaks for itself, you know. It speaks for itself. Hailey says, failure is not real because when you fail, you can try again and again. Failure is not real. Thank you. We are out of here. See you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye. I want to go out with Johnny King, Appreciation. Here we go.
Strive to be happy. Relentless search for luxury. In search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring, fight to feel like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. a solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around, production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture. Appreciate one another. Share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. Based on the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously.